of an idea. Okay, so we're going to use this example, and let me pull up my backstory here. This is Hedy Lamarr, who is unfortunately perhaps best known for being a Hollywood starlet and most beautiful woman. And I say unfortunately because many people don't realize that she is a brilliant, or was a brilliant scientist, and has come up with a number of patents and ideas. And she, during the around 1940s, when she was very interested in assisting the Allied war effort, she wanted to contribute meaningfully, and she had essentially come up with this idea of how to come up with essentially a way of transmitting a guidance signal over a single frequency. That would be problematic. She proposed a system that would allow signal to hop between multiple frequencies, and the frequency hop would mean that any attempt to jam a signal on one channel would be ineffective. And so essentially she talked to somebody else who was later her collaborator in this effort, and they designed a mechanism using piano player rolls to switch between frequencies. So this person that she talked to, Anfield, was a piano player, and being a fellow artist, was willing to receive these very unconventional ideas. Now, she applied, these two applied for a patent for this idea, and while the patent was pending, they presented their patent to the US Navy, and they were dismissed in part because they were told the technology just isn't ready yet, you can't put a piano in a torpedo. But to a larger extent, I think that she was rejected because they saw her as this screen siren who would be perhaps more effectively utilized by selling war bonds, and that's what they essentially told her to do. And she did face a lot of rejection, and her ideas were so far ahead of their time. But she didn't give up. She continued to persevere, and so she did demonstrate this desire to do this. And with respect to the importance of her ideas that was later recognized, her technology is what has given rise to modern day Bluetooth technology and signal hopping technology. She had also created a number of other patents, but she is an example of a person who had ideas that were just amazing and forward-thinking, and she did encounter a lot of resistance, both because her ideas were ahead of their time and people couldn't always understand them or appreciate them, but also they came packaged in this beautiful woman who is talking about science at a time where women aren't to talk about science. And you can imagine this sort of mixed reaction she was getting from the military. And so I would say too that when you are in a climate where there's a lot of resistance to your ideas, and the people who are resisting those ideas are entrenched in their own climate of being overly maybe conservative, or they're resisting the idea for whatever reason, it does take this enormous courage on both the idea proposer's end of things and then also on the end of the receiver.